The universe we inhabit is not eternal in its current form. It had a beginning, a singular moment in which time, space, matter, and energy all erupted into existence. But the notion that the Big Bang could happen again challenges everything we understand about cosmology, entropy, and the evolution of reality itself. If the universe can be born from nothing once, could it not be reborn? Could a new singularity, hidden in the distant future or even in a parallel reality, trigger a second cosmic genesis? This is not a hypothetical musing. It is a question that cuts to the heart of physics, cosmology, and the ultimate fate of existence. The first Big Bang transformed non-existence into a universe, and understanding whether it could recur forces us to confront the fundamental laws governing energy, matter, and time. Modern cosmology provides a framework to explore this question, though it is laden with paradoxes and uncertainties. The universe's expansion, driven by dark energy, suggests that galaxies are accelerating away from one another, an observation confirmed by the redshift of distant galaxies. If this expansion continues indefinitely, the cosmos may reach a state of maximal entropy, a heat death, where all energy gradients are exhausted and nothing can change. In such a scenario, the conditions necessary for a new Big Bang are impossible. Yet, theoretical models propose alternatives, cyclic or bouncing universes, in which contraction follows expansion, and a new singularity emerges from the remnants of the old cosmos, igniting a second Big Bang. The universe might be a phoenix, rising repeatedly from its own ashes, each iteration a renewal of cosmic life. A cyclic universe is more than a philosophical idea, it has mathematical support. Theories of conformal cyclic cosmology, proposed by Roger Penrose, suggest that the universe could pass through endless cycles of death and rebirth. When the universe reaches extreme expansion, distant galaxies and matter disperse, and the large-scale structure loses relevance. Over unimaginable time scales, the end state of one universe may contain the seeds for the next, a conformal mapping that preserves certain features while allowing a new singularity to form. In this sense, the Big Bang is not unique. It is one iteration in an infinite series of cosmic cycles, each birth and death of a universe part of a grand temporal pattern that may stretch into eternity. If the idea of a second Big Bang intrigues you, 404 Altverse is the place to explore its possibilities. Subscribe and follow with us as we examine the science, philosophy, and speculation surrounding the recurrence of cosmic genesis. Each hypothesis, each calculation, each observation is an attempt to glimpse the infinite architecture of existence, where creation may not be a single event, but an ongoing rhythm of emergence and dissolution. Every star, galaxy, and quantum fluctuation carries the potential to contribute to the next genesis, a reminder that the universe is a dynamic, self-perpetuating system. Entropy, the measure of disorder, plays a central role in determining whether the Big Bang could recur. In classical thermodynamics, the universe tends toward greater entropy, a one-way march toward disorder. Yet in a contracting or cyclic universe, entropy might be redistributed, diluted, or reset in ways that permit the reemergence of a singularity. Quantum fluctuations, vacuum decay, or exotic states of matter could serve as catalysts for a new Big Bang, enabling a cosmos to emerge even after the previous one has reached maximal entropy. The mathematics is intricate, the physical mechanism speculative, yet the possibility exists that the universe is capable of infinite renewal. Cosmic inflation, which shaped the first Big Bang, also hints at mechanisms for recurrence. During inflation, space itself expands faster than light, stretching quantum fluctuations into the large-scale structures of the universe. If similar conditions arise in the distant future, perhaps in an isolated region of space dominated by vacuum energy or a false vacuum, a new inflationary phase could ignite. This would not be a continuation of our current universe, but the birth of a new one, disconnected yet potentially sharing fundamental constants or physical laws. The Big Bang might then be a recurring motif, a process woven into the underlying architecture of reality itself. The philosophical consequences are staggering. A universe capable of recurring big bangs undermines the notion of finality. Creation is not a singular miracle, but a rhythm, a cycle without beginning or end. Each universe, with its stars, planets, and life, may be one of countless iterations, a fleeting manifestation within an eternal process. Humanity's awareness, consciousness, and existence are fragments in a cosmic dance that stretches beyond comprehension, where even the concept of before loses meaning. The possibility of recurrence challenges not only science but metaphysics, raising questions about causality, purpose, and the nature of time itself. The first moments of any potential second Big Bang would mirror the extremes of the first. Temperatures beyond imagination, energy densities exceeding comprehension, and the unification of forces that govern the universe. Gravity, electromagnetism, and nuclear forces would separate in fractions of a second, giving rise to matter, light, and the architecture of space-time. Galaxies, stars, and planets would emerge in patterns dictated by initial conditions, and perhaps, somewhere in that newborn universe, life could arise once again. The cycle would be both familiar and alien, a repetition of cosmic birth that is never identical, shaped by the nuances of physics and chance. Finally, the recurrence of the Big Bang invites both awe and humility. If creation can happen more than once, the universe is not a singular miracle but an eternal process, infinite in its scope and unimaginable in its scale. Humanity, civilization, and consciousness are temporary observers in a cosmic rhythm that transcends linear time, reminding us of our fragility, our privilege, and our extraordinary capacity to reflect on the sublime patterns that govern existence. The universe may die, yet it may rise again, a phoenix born from its own vast emptiness, carrying the potential for infinite possibility. The notion that the universe could ignite a second Big Bang forces us to confront the ultimate scales of time, energy, and existence. Our cosmos is expanding at an accelerating rate, driven by the mysterious force we call dark energy. Over trillions of years, galaxies will drift beyond each other's event horizons, stars will burn out, black holes will dominate the cosmic landscape, and the universe will approach a state of maximal entropy. In such a desolate expanse, matter and energy are thinly spread, temperatures approach absolute zero, and the universe may seem to have reached a point where no further activity is possible. Yet, hidden in this apparent finality lies the potential for regeneration. Physicists have proposed mechanisms that could allow the universe to reset itself. Vacuum decay, for instance, involves the sudden collapse of a metastable false vacuum, an unstable state of space filled with latent energy. If a region of the vacuum transitions to a lower energy true vacuum, it could create a bubble of space-time that expands at nearly the speed of light, destroying old structures and generating conditions akin to a new Big Bang. This is not mere speculation. Quantum field theory allows for such phenomena, and while the probabilities may be astronomically small, the universe operates on timescales beyond human intuition. In an eternity, even events of vanishingly low probability become possible. The universe may also be cyclic in ways that evade our current understanding of physics. Roger Penrose's conformal cyclic cosmology posits that after a period of extreme expansion, the universe effectively resets into a new beginning. Matter decays, black holes evaporate via Hawking radiation, and entropy is redistributed such that the end state of one universe can serve as the starting point for the next. Each cycle is not identical. The conditions, constants, and fluctuations can vary, resulting in universes that are at once familiar and alien. In this sense, the Big Bang is less a unique event and more a recurring motif, the universe rising and falling like a cosmic heartbeat over incomprehensible stretches of time. If the concept of a recurrent universe fascinates you, 404 Altverse is the place to explore its staggering possibilities. Subscribe and travel with us through the cycles of cosmic creation, the physics of singularities, and the philosophical questions that arise when existence itself may not be singular. Every model, Every hypothesis and every observation is a thread in the story of how a universe might die and yet be reborn again. Entropy is central to this discussion. In conventional thermodynamics, entropy increases until no useful energy remains, the so-called heat death. But in a cyclic or bouncing universe, entropy may not be an insurmountable barrier. Processes such as quantum tunneling, vacuum decay, or exotic phases of matter could redistribute energy, effectively creating pockets where a new singularity is possible. Even black holes, long considered the universe's tombs, may play a role. As they evaporate through Hawking radiation, they return energy to the cosmos, subtly contributing to the conditions required for a new genesis. The universe's death is not necessarily permanent. It may be a pause in a rhythm that spans eternity. The multiverse perspective further complicates and enriches the picture. If our universe is one among countless others, then Big Bangs may occur repeatedly across a vast landscape of realities. Each universe may have different fundamental constants, particle interactions, and physical laws. Some may collapse immediately after formation, others may persist for eons. Some may generate structures capable of life, while others remain sterile. In this context, the recurrence of a Big Bang is not only possible but inevitable across infinite possibilities. Our universe may simply be one iteration in an unending cosmic symphony, each Big Bang a note in a melody without beginning or end. The mechanisms for a second Big Bang also raise profound philosophical questions. Is existence contingent, cyclical, or inevitable? If the cosmos can regenerate, what does that mean for meaning, causality, and purpose? Humanity, fleeting in the vastness of time, is both witness and participant in a process that transcends comprehension. The birth, death, and rebirth of universes may occur on scales so vast that consciousness itself is but a flicker in the eternal rhythm of existence. Yet within that flicker, awareness persists, allowing life to observe the universe's cycles, marvel at its patterns, and reflect on the extraordinary fact of its own emergence. The early moments of a potential second Big Bang would mirror the extremes of the first. A singularity forms, containing unimaginable energy densities, temperatures beyond comprehension, and a unification of fundamental forces. Space inflates faster than light, quantum fluctuations seed the first structures, and a cascade of matter, radiation, and energy spreads across the newborn cosmos. Galaxies, stars, and planets emerge over billions of years, governed by the laws established at the birth of this new universe. Life, if conditions allow, may arise again, echoing the miraculous emergence of consciousness from cosmic chaos in the first universe. Finally, contemplating the recurrence of the Big Bang is both humbling and awe-inspiring. It reframes creation as a process, not an isolated event. It places humanity in the context of an eternal rhythm, where universes are born, die, and are reborn across scales that dwarf imagination. The cosmos is not finite, not linear, and not static. It is dynamic, cyclical, and astonishingly creative. Every particle, every photon, and every thought participates in this rhythm, whether as an observer or as part of the fabric itself. The universe is not merely a stage for life. It is a living narrative, a cycle of birth, death, and rebirth that stretches across time scales beyond human comprehension. To contemplate a second Big Bang is to peer into the rhythm of creation itself, where existence is neither singular nor final, but part of an eternal sequence of cosmic genesis. If the first Big Bang transformed nothing into everything, the next could do the same, recycling energy, matter, and perhaps even the very laws of physics themselves. It is a vision both terrifying and sublime, an infinite process in which universes are born, die, and are reborn, each iteration a variation on a cosmic theme, a repetition of the most fundamental miracle in existence. The mechanisms that could trigger a second Big Bang are subtle and complex. Vacuum decay, for instance, could create a bubble of new spacetime expanding at nearly the speed of light, annihilating the old cosmos while initiating a newborn universe. The decay might originate from the instability of a false vacuum, a state of space filled with latent energy, or from quantum fluctuations on unimaginable scales. Even the smallest variation in energy could cascade into a singularity, birthing a universe in which matter, energy, and time itself emerge anew. On cosmic scales, the improbable becomes inevitable. In the expanse of eternity, the recurrence of the Big Bang is not only possible but perhaps necessary, a consequence of the laws that govern reality at its most fundamental level. As the new universe unfolds, the patterns of matter and energy would echo, yet diverge, from the previous iteration. Quantum fluctuations, amplified during inflation, would seed galaxies, stars, and planetary systems in arrangements that are at once familiar and alien. The values of fundamental constants, the strength of gravity, the speed of light, the masses of elementary particles, might vary, creating universes that resemble ours, diverge wildly, or fall apart entirely. In this cosmic kaleidoscope, existence itself is a tapestry woven from chance, necessity, and the immutable framework of physics. Each Big Bang becomes a new verse in an eternal poem, an iteration that simultaneously repeats and innovates, giving rise to patterns of infinite complexity and beauty. If the idea of universes rising from the ashes of predecessors captivates you, 404 Altverse is your gateway to exploring these staggering possibilities. Subscribe and traverse with us through cosmic cycles, multiversal architecture, and the philosophical ramifications of creation without end. Each model, observation, and speculation illuminates the sublime processes that allow something to emerge from nothing, again and again, across eons. Entropy, often regarded as the ultimate arbiter of cosmic fate, may not be a barrier to recurrence. In a cyclic universe, entropy might be redistributed or diluted in ways that permit new singularities. Black holes, which store vast amounts of energy and information, may evaporate over unimaginable timescales, releasing energy that contributes to conditions ripe for a second genesis. Dark energy, inflationary mechanisms, and the structure of spacetime itself could conspire to create pockets of instability, initiating a new expansion. In such a universe, death is not permanent, collapse is not absolute, and the Big Bang becomes a recurring motif, the heartbeat of existence itself. The philosophical consequences are staggering. A universe capable of recurring Big Bangs challenges the notion of finality. Time itself becomes cyclical or emergent rather than linear. Cause and effect, birth and death, existence and non-existence are woven into a cosmic rhythm that may repeat eternally. Humanity, fleeting in this vast temporal dance, becomes both observer and participant in a process that exceeds comprehension. Our consciousness, our history, and even our perception of linear time are mere threads in the vast, ever-unfolding narrative of cosmic cycles. Yet within these threads lies meaning, the capacity to observe, reflect, and understand a universe that regenerates itself endlessly is itself a marvel, a rare gift embedded within the eternal flow of existence. The early moments of a potential second Big Bang mirror the extremes of the first. Energy densities are incomprehensible, temperatures are beyond imagination, and the unification of fundamental forces occurs in a brief, breathtaking instant. Space inflates faster than light, stretching quantum fluctuations into the seeds of galaxies, stars, and planets. Radiation, matter, and energy emerge in a complex interplay, forming the building blocks of structure and eventually life. The universe, reborn, becomes a canvas upon which complexity and consciousness may once again arise, a repetition of the miracle that allowed existence to reflect upon itself in the first iteration. Multiversal perspectives amplify the wonder. If infinite universes exist, each born from its own Big Bang, then our cosmos is one thread in a vast and intricate multiversal tapestry. Some universes may collapse immediately, others may expand forever, and still others may give rise to intelligence, consciousness, and civilizations capable of perceiving their own cosmic genesis. In this context, the recurrence of the Big Bang is not an anomaly, but a natural feature of reality, a rhythm encoded into the fundamental architecture of existence. Every event, every galaxy, every thought is part of an unending story, a repetition of creation that stretches across unimaginable scales of space and time. Ultimately, the recurrence of the Big Bang challenges humanity to reconsider its place in the cosmos. We are not witnesses to a singular miracle, but participants in an eternal process of creation and rebirth. Life, consciousness, and civilization emerge as consequences of cosmic cycles, fleeting yet profound, ephemeral yet capable of grasping the sublime patterns of reality. To reflect upon this is to recognize both our insignificance and our extraordinary capacity for understanding, to find awe in the eternal recurrence of existence, and to marvel at the cosmic rhythm that sustains everything from the smallest particle to the largest galaxy. The universe, in this vision, is a phoenix without end, eternally rising from its own void, endlessly creating, endlessly transforming, and endlessly giving rise to possibilities that defy comprehension. Humanity, consciousness, and life are not accidental but integral to this cosmic symphony, a reflection of the beauty, chaos, and inevitability of existence itself. The Big Bang may happen again, not once, not occasionally, but as an eternal cadence in the infinite theater of reality, reminding us that creation itself is not a singular event, but an ongoing, magnificent, and never-ending process.